go. Well, hey, y'all. We are two Gen X empty nesters who have survived first marriages, second marriages, raised some children. We've paid our dues, and by the grace of sweetie and stubbornness, we found each other about 10 years ago.
Hey, you know what? It's romantic. It's economical. We already had furniture.
Bless your heart that you think that's romance. And now that we're in our second or third marriage, the kids are gone and the house is quiet.
It's too quiet. I can hear your knees creaking as you come
I
up the
can
stairs.
hear yours creaking too there, buddy. And we're at that age where our animals are our favorite children and grocery shopping feels like a date night.
Nothing says romance like bulk paper towels.
That's what I always wanted. And we've learned a thing or two the hard way. Like how let's communicate better really means let's prepare for a scheduled debate.
Bring snacks.
This is what happens when Southern euphemisms marries sarcasm Gen X. I say that's interesting.
Absolutely not.
He says do whatever you want.
I did not say that.
So if you're navigating chances, second chances, empty nest, aging bodies, grown kids, and a marriage that's sweeter than the second time,
Be prepared for lower expectations and higher cholesterol.
well, you pull up a chair, honey, because we're just getting started. And we're just going to go ahead and address it. This is not our first marriage.
We're repeat offenders.
Yeah, because you have two.
Two, I have
Ish.
succubus 1 and 2. We weren't technically married, but I got a couple of little sex trophy kids out of the deal. So, you know.
And I have Demon 1 and Demon 2.
Yeah.
Ex-husbands.
Yeah.
And some little spawns.
So we've been there and done the big wedding and the whole boomer ideas and conflict avoidance and so
Yeah, we've done the big weddings and we've done the young love. Ours was a little bit different this go round, simply because we had an indoor-outdoor wedding at your mom's house, so we saved money there so that we could spend money on the honeymoon, which was a lot better to me than spending money on, a dress.
I think it is. I think you get more out of that honeymoon. I think we have more memories. I certainly have more memories of that week we were on our honeymoon, our vacation, than certainly what was going on at the wedding and all the people there. I couldn't even tell you what we had for dinner that day.
Hamburgers and hot dogs.
Joy. That's fine living at its best right there.
On paper plates. We did it upright.
I swear to God it was not in a double wide.
It was not. And there was no shotguns involved.
Not at our age.
People thought so because we only knew each other for 6 months, and they, thought that I was with child.
Yeah, that was funny.
And we're living in sin.
we were 20 years past that when we got together. But it's been 10 years. It's lasted longer than
Yeah.
all the Demon 1 and 2 and Succubus 1 and 2. So,
Definitely, it's lasted longer.
So but now
we're older and we're wiser, and we're a little more creakier.
a little less dramatic. So, what is it you think really surprised you about this time around versus the previous?
When we first started dating, I told you that I was not going to get married. I said that right out the gate, that I was not interested in getting married. I had been there. I had done that twice before, and I wasn't interested in doing it. And then 6 months later, he pops the question. And the question was, well, it wasn't really a question. It was more of, we ain't getting any younger.
Well, we're not.
Might as well go ahead and get hitched.
Yeah, there were some tax advantages to that.
I'm a tax advantage.
It's true. She is. And you said, you made the comment, I'm never getting married, and I think I had said the same thing, and I swear to God, everybody walking out of the courthouse after their first divorce says the same thing.
Especially at the divorce parties.
Yeah. The only people who enjoy divorces are attorneys.
That's it.
Excuse me, I need to be polite. Jackass attorneys. Must use the proper title. So, oh.
What surprised you about falling in love for a second or a third time?
The fact it happened. I was older. I didn't want to do it. I was like, been there, done that. Obviously, wasn't for me. Succubus 1 and 2 certainly cured that. I mean, it wasn't like there was the first succubus, right? I went back for seconds with a whole different one. So
I've had that experience.
Yeah. So had no clue. Well, I still really probably don't have a clue, but had no want to get married again. I was done. I had made my peace with that, and ended up meeting you, and it's just been love and rainbows and kittens ever since.
Well, I mean, our first date did last quite a while.
Yeah. Doesn't sound as cool now when I say you slept through most of it than
There were parts I didn't sleep through.
Yeah, those were the fun parts.
Oh my Lord, bless your heart.
Those are the parts I keep wanting to revisit.
Oh my gosh.
They're kind of my favorite parts.
This guy. But we can't agree that second marriages hit differently.
They do. We don't argue about dumb shit anymore, right?
No.
You get over that. I'm going to argue just to win a fight. That emotion in the 20s, and when you're in your 40s and 50s, it's okay. I need you to understand that I'm right. This is the way we need to handle something, or vice versa. And it's much more rationalizing out how do we solve whatever that problem is. And it's usually money, like most people argue over money, but it's not as emotional, so we usually get to an end without all the hurtful name calling and emotion and drama of your 20s. I mean, let's face it, your first marriage in your 20s is a CW episode.
Oh, that was a hot mess. No, that was more
for
like
everybody.
The Orange is the New Black episode.
Those were fun too.
Slamming doors, slamming cabinet doors.
Yeah, it was.
And that got expensive.
Yeah. Gets real expensive when you actually have to divorce them and pay the alimony and child support. So.
And my second one was more like Jerry Springer meets Maury Povich.
Yeah, that's everybody's second marriage. Like, you didn't screw it up enough first. Let's make sure. Hey, we forgot all this dumb shit over here.
Let's do it again.
Let's go back and make sure all our bases are covered.
Thank God we didn't have spawns of demons together.
No. We do still argue. But
we do.
Now I think it's usually scheduled, after dinner time and before our favorite shows come on. What would you say is better the second time?
You mean the third?
Sure, if you have to keep count.
Have a tally.
Doesn't every woman? Like, I'm going to index that for an argument 15 and a half years from now.
Have a tally. I think it's more because I married for potential and not for pattern.
I have potential.
Or I didn't marry for potential. I married because of the pattern. Because I think as we were dating, that it was different. Because I had dated after my second divorce, and it was the guys didn't seem to have life goals, and I'm like, really, you're in your late 30s, early 40s, and you don't have life goals? And then dating you was different, especially after you proposed, because there was a purpose. It wasn't just, oh, we're going to date and we're going to sleep together and we're going to live together. Even though your granny said y'all are living in sin, you need to get married. So we got hitched.
Well, Granny Martha was very full of her opinions.
Yeah. So, I mean, living together 6 months and then you get married.
It's been 10 years, though.
Yeah, it's been 10 years.
10?
10.
Long.
And this year,
Years.
yeah, in a couple of months, it'll be 11 years. So that's a miracle in itself because it feels like 20. Because I remember going, when we were dating, even when we first married, we'd go into grocery stores and we would banter. And it wasn't mean and hateful, and it wasn't we were having a Jerry Springer fight in the middle of the grocery store. But he would do something to annoy me, and I would look at him without missing a beat and go, I'm calling your wife when we leave here.
I think you and the clerk both were shocked the first time I looked at you and said, I wish you would. I think you two get along. That poor girl almost dropped the grocery she was ringing up before she realized we were teasing and that wasn't actually true. So.
Plus, I think we have a deeper connection than most people do in their first or second marriages.
I think it's maturity.
I think so, too.
I think you should probably wait longer and longer now and just get over the emotional
35's a good
CW
time.
episode in your early 20s.
I think 35's a good.
You might want a little earlier just because a lot of people want to have sex. Kids. Kids,
Yeah, 30, 32. Doesn't end until you're 40, so you've got 5 years to have kids if you marry at 35. But you have less emotion. You don't small things don't get under your skin when you're in your late 30s or mid 30s, like they do when you're in your 20s.
But again, it comes back to maturity and let the dumb shit go, right? Don't get all worked up. Don't just try to win an argument for the sake of arguing. If you and I disagree on something, we're usually both trying to make points.
Right.
And we're not doing it ugly. We're not calling names and, like you say, slamming doors and all the drama. Much, much less drama.
Yeah, we had some in the beginning where Succubus 1 and 2 had done you dirty, and it took a while for you to relinquish paying bills and finances.
Well, you almost have to have one person pay the bills, keep track of what's coming in and coming out, right? And because Succubus 1 and 2 had pretty much sucked every dollar they could, sometimes even before it was made, I was very reluctant to let that go. But it was more practical for you to pay the bills because I was working so much. I wasn't home all the time. So it took a little bit for me to unlearn that, and I think I unfairly assumed you were going to do the same because, like you said, Succubus 1 and 2 had done me dirty. So once we kind of came to that understanding and kind of divided those house chores, and you made an effort to make me sure I saw every payment going out, everything coming in. I was in on everything. I just didn't have to be there to authorize the payment.
Right.
And, shit wasn't getting turned off. So once I realized that, that's a major marriage benefit. Make sure shit doesn't get turned off.
Well, and here's a saying that people can take. You can't drag yesterday's luggage into today's living room without somebody tripping over it.
Yeah, and at our age, you probably want to be a little afraid about tripping because you're liable to break something.
You might break something. So I want to touch on empty nesters because we're empty nesters now. We're not in the phase of being grandparents because we're too young to do that.
And way too cool.
And way too cool to be a grandparent. But the house is quiet.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I can hear your knees creaking as you go up the stairs.
I hear yours too. But the animals do make up for it. And if I have to be honest, I have more photos of our four-legged kids than I do our kids.
Just for reference, there's a tree next to the camera filled with fur babies.
But we raised our kids. We went through... Technically, he wasn't married, but he technically was because there was lawyers involved.
Jackass lawyers. Be respectful.
Jackass lawyers. I'm sorry.
Be respectful. Use their full title.
But I think this go-around is a lot different than the first two. And it sure has lasted a lot longer than the first two, almost combined.
Yeah. I'd probably choose you again.
Yeah, I'd choose you again. I mean, it took us a while to get there, but we got there. And I just think it's a lot better as older people and finding your person.
Yeah. Again, I think it comes back to wait until you're really mature and ready for it, because you let the unimportant stuff slide, and you don't do that when you're still emotional and in your 20s.
No, we've had our knockdown, drag out. Well, not knockdown, drag out, but we've had our arguments.
Oh, sure, get me arrested for domestic violence. I have never laid a finger on her. Tell them. This is the part. This is the clip that ends up in the divorce case.
But we have.
You're laughing. I'm the one that's going to jail.
We have had our arguments, not knockdown, drag out fights, but we have had our arguments in the beginning, and I think we've kind of smoothed everything out, and it's kind of been better. Like I said, we're going on 11 years this year.
11 blissful years.
It feels like 20. We've done something right.
Yeah. And hopefully that's why we started this, is we did want to start talking about our lives. I know the old adage, no life is nearly as interesting to you as your own. They say that about writers. But if we can kind of impart some of this stuff that hey, you don't need to live that boomer expectation of the big wedding, married by 23, house by 30, working on the second kid by your mid-30s. Wait longer now. I mean, we were told to wait, and obviously we were stupid and ignored that advice. But I think if we talk about this, especially if you're kind of younger, you're in your 20s and in your 30s, listen to what we have to say. Bring a little older wisdom to it. A lot of life experience is brought to this. And, maybe make you laugh every now and then.
It's not about doing it right. Perfect.
There is no right and there is no perfect.
Right. There is no perfect. It's just about being honest. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with your partner. It's also important, especially as empty nesters, where you take time for yourself, because you've run, you've done the kid thing, you've done school activities. Take time for yourself. Figure out who you are again, especially empty nesters that I'm talking to. If you're fixing to get remarried or you're thinking about getting remarried, it's not always about, oh, I'm glued to him at the hip and I just can't live without him.
I like it when our hips are together.
Oh, my Lord. Jesus, you see what I got to live with. But he has his thing and I have my thing. You have to rediscover who you are and what you enjoy.
Well, and if we were honest, right, you've got your things you enjoy, your hobbies and your TV shows and the things you like to do that I have absolutely no interest in whatsoever.
Ditto.
Because they're silly.
Ditto.
But I have my things which are cool, right? But
aliens are not cool.
Aliens are cool. No. You can't say otherwise. But a lot of times on the weekends, she'll go off and kind of do her thing, and I'm off doing mine. But it's in the evenings we make a point of fixing dinner together. We have shows that we do both agree on that we watch.
Yeah.
That we're okay. There's a new episode, and we're curling up in bed, and hey, make sure we got the drinks and snacks. Snacks. Key to happy marriage is snacks.
It's always snacks.
It's always snacks, because you ain't getting the other snacks as nearly as often as you did in your 20s. But
this guy.
It's still time, right? It's still time together, and it's not going out and it's not doing the big production and going to clubs and getting dressed up and being around people. Because we're not people. What's important is you do spend that time together. You have some shared interest that you do together.
Yeah, and then you just need your space.
Right. Do your own thing.
To do your own thing and then come together. We've had date nights in the bed where we've had snacks and a movie, and that was date night because we'd rather do that than go to a stupid movie theater where apparently I go to sleep all the time.
Woman cannot. Physically impossible.
Recliner, air conditioner, dark room.
Physically
Hello.
impossible for her to make it through a movie without sleeping.
I've done one
$100
or two.
completely wasted.
I've done a few that I've
Not to mention my
stayed
TV
awake.
and sound system is better than what we get in the theater now anyway. So.
Or when we used to go driving around, we'd go through a drive-through, get a Coke, you a sweet tea, and we'd go drive.
It's the house wine of Texas.
And we would just go drive, and we would just drive.
And talk.
And talk. And just spend time together. That's the main important thing. Is it's not the quantity of money you spend, it's the quality of time that you spend together.
I agree. And it's just time. You don't actually have to be doing anything.
Mm-mm.
So, I think as you get older, you kind of slow down, and the people and the clubs and the crowded isn't as important. And in the
It
end,
gets old.
you can stand in a concert with somebody, and 10,000 other people. You're not talking, you're not bonding. You're just sharing that one little experience together, as opposed to going out to dinner. And certainly at our age, it's usually, date night means beating the lunch rush. But you're spending time and you're talking. You just about nothing. Like, you don't have to work out all life's problems. Just talk about nothing. Just spend time together.
And talk and talk and talk.
Yes. That is exactly it. And talk.
He loves it.
It's true, guys, right? We do. I mean, seriously. There is nothing we like more than to listen women talk.
But be honest. It's not being about perfect. It's not, this is your second or third go around. It's about being honest. It's not about being perfect. From the wedding to the honeymoon to everyday life as empty nesters, it's not about being perfect. It's about being honest.
And setting aside and having time together.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, is having time together. We're not experts.
I know everything, but we're experienced.
So we're
we
well
have some
seasoned.
we have.
We're seasoned like a good cast iron skillet. There's a lot of seasoning up in there.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
We're blessed that we got a second chance, third chance. Who's keeping count? But we're just lucky that we got another chance. Because I don't think that my life would have turned out better had we not found each other and started dating.
I'll go as far as to say your life would not have turned out better if we had not got together and started
See what
dating.
I gotta put up with? Oh my Lord, no wonder I got gray hair.
Hey, I didn't have gray hair, I wasn't on meds, and I didn't need glasses before we got together. I'm just saying.
Me neither. I was in my late 30s, thank you very much, and I didn't have to have any of this when we got together.
All you.
No, it's all you. Peace may not be loud.
It is quiet, though.
And quiet's a good thing. We hope you will join us again. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video.